54. We are live, baby, right here in Jeddah, across from the beautiful Red Sea. I have Dom Boulay laughing over here by my side. He must be excited. It's the end of day 2, and Joaquin Niemann finishing this day at the top of the leaderboard. Team Stinger doing their thing as well, and we're going to talk about all of that and more right here at the Club 54 post-round show. I'm your host, Christian Crosby, and joining me is my guy, Dom Boulay, with the biggest smile on his face, per usual. What's up, Dom?
I'm smiling because I haven't been called baby in a long, long time.
Yeah, he came over here. I'm like, what's up, baby? You ready?
Yeah, well, they work us hard here. I just walked off the 18th green. I'm right back here.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
I'm loving it, too.
So you had a good time today. Yep. You got to follow some very talented guys. Why not start with Jon Rahm?
Yeah, why not start with Jon Rahm? But it was a bit of a frustrating day for Jon. I mean, he birdied the first, and he looked good on the second for a birdie, and then it just kind of stalled on him in the wind, and he was hitting a couple of squirrely ones. And like he said to me on the golf course, he said, you know, my game is kind of the same as it was yesterday, but the putts are just burning the edges.
You think the wind had anything to do with it?
No, it's a pretty similar wind to yesterday. So I think these guys are used to this. This is the wind that it blows almost every time. Most of these guys have been here multiple times. They know exactly how to play this golf course. But like he said, it was just burning the edges. Yesterday the putts dropped. Today they didn't. And that's the difference in the score.
Well, let's look at it. Let's take a look at some of his highlights from today. Dom, talk us through it. Here's Jon Rahm, and here are some of his moments from today.
Yeah, well, great drive on the first hole, just a little bit long, but boom, I thought, here we go, we're off to the races.
Right.
He might shoot another 62 today. And he had a good chance on 2, didn't make it, and then he missed a couple of decent opportunities. This was a fantastic shot, out of the rough. I can't believe how much spin this man gets out of the rough, and it wasn't a very good lie. And look at that, nestles 2.5, 3 feet from the hole, and he would birdie it.
Got that swagger walk right there.
So this was the
Love
10th.
That.
He got a good read from Charles Schwartzel here. So that was 2 in a row, and I thought, okay, Jon Rahm is off. And I thought he'd make another 2 or 3 birdies at least. And this was a great putt, just topples in. They were on the clock at this time.
Look at that.
So they were trying to run around the golf course to make up time because the referee had warned them if they'd gone over their allotted time, they could have been penalized.
Outside what we see, like on camera, you're there with him all day. What's his mood? What's his temper like when things are going right versus when things are going wrong?
Well, you can tell with Jon Rahm when things are going right, and you can tell when things aren't going right. And he's a fiery character. He always has been. I think that's what makes him a good player. When he doesn't go well, he's upset with himself. The whole world knows it. But I think it's the way that he gets himself fired up to make birdies, to play better golf.
Anything a fan watching this would want to know about Jon Rahm that you noticed from following him around all day?
You know,
I'm putting you on the spot.
No, I think when you look at him, he's intimidating. He's got the beard.
Yeah.
He's a big man from the Basque country, right? The Basque guys are big. He's an intimidating-looking guy. But then,
like
when I'm out on the field, yeah. You're trying to get me to the gym, I know. You keep trying to get me to the gym.
I'm bringing you tonight, Dom.
No,
I am.
but then when I'm on the fairway sometimes when I feel the moment's right, I'll go and walk with him and have a little chat. He's a lovely, lovely man and a very intelligent man too.
Let's talk about Charles Schwartzel now.
Yeah.
You follow him all day as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about his highlights. We got some right here for you guys.
Both
Let's check it out. Dom,
Schwartzel and Rahm, Masters champions. Schwartzel back in 2011 when he made 4 birdies in a row to win that Masters.
Look at that.
Yeah, he putted well. He's really stroking it beautifully with that long putter, and he's always had a marvelous golf swing. Struggled with the driver the last few weeks, he told me, but I think he's found the right driver now. He's cut it down an inch short. That was also on the 9th. He had a slightly better lie than Jon Rahm's.
There's another one.
He made a huge par save on 11, which I just asked him about it. He said that was massive.
Gotta love that. All right, we're going to actually take a look back at the Stinger and see what they did last season. Check it out.
We started playing well in Australia. We had a good chance there.
I think we've had 3 fourth places, so the consistency is there. We just needed to get a little bit over the last hurdle and giving us a shot to winning one.
You know, Brandon was playing fantastic golf, and so was Dean. You know, on the final day, we were right there. So I was watching this leaderboard the whole time. I would look up and say, man, we're still 3 behind. Sort of changed on 10.
A 7. We have a horse race.
On 16, I hit a really good wedge shot in there to about 10, 12 feet.
What a climax we have here.
I stood over the reed and I just said to myself, man, it's going to be so good when I roll this in. I said, whether I hit a good putt or not, this is going to go in.
Burmester at 16. And it steers and he makes it. And he knows the significance, and so does his captain, Louis Oosthuizen.
Dean made a massive birdie on 16, and then Brandon the same time birdied 17.
Brandon Grace, 17 under par. Stinger, 40 under par. They lead the four aces by 1.
I looked up at the board and we were leading, and I actually got nervous. I'm thinking to myself, are you crazy? You're like 25th in the tournament, but you're nervous.
And then we rushed, signed our cards, ran, got lost, and eventually got to the 18th green.
Now then, Brandon Grace, if he makes it, Stinger will win the team title.
Yeah, all he needed to do was putt and we'd win by 1.
He makes it.
And boom.
Stinger has won.
And then I saw the teammates just go crazy, and then I knew, listen, we've won it.
Dean Burmester delighted. They've seen off the four aces by a single shot.
I was excited, obviously, and more excited to spray the other 3 guys with champagne.
It was great. I'm just happy the team, we dug deep. We wanted this one badly, and it's just nice to everybody to pitch in, and we did it.
Good going, guys. All right.
Always love to see that behind the scenes. And here are fans super excited, obviously, of the last 2 days we have. Check this out, Dom. AK putting his, oh, that one just scrolled away. Great start to the day. LIV Golf Breakfast in NYC. Whole lot of excitement, per usual, on social media. And we have a good friend joining us to talk about some more action. Suan Hang, what's up, yo?
What's up, Christian?
How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Well, you got to see Joaquin Niemann up close and personal on his great day today. How was that, for starters?
I did. You know, I caught up with his caddy, Gary Matthews, right before they tee off, and I asked him, what is the difference between Waco last year and Waco this year? And he says, you know, he's always been a really hard worker, but it's all coming together. All the pieces, all the things that he's worked so hard on is coming together. But also, he said a year makes a big difference. He's still really young, but a year out here has made him grown so much. He's matured so much. And the way he has managed his game has been one of the biggest difference. But I think the one thing that stood out the most to me about what he said was that I think right now he truly, truly believes that he is one of the best players in the world. And he's certainly playing like it.
We got more questions for you about Waco, but here's a shot of the range right now. Cameron Smith out there as we speak. Looks like he's getting some shots off here. Dom, do you want to speak to us a little bit after a long day? Mm-hmm. What gets a guy out there after a long day like this?
Well, these guys are professionals, you know. They're seeking perfection. You can't find it in this game, but, you know, Cam, he's practicing his driver. That's the club that gives him the most trouble. So he's always working his driver. He's always trying to shorten his arm swing. You sometimes see him practicing with a ball between his wrists. That makes his backswing shorter. But and you know, sometimes it works, and obviously I would imagine he had a bad day with the driver today, Cam, so he's out there grinding, and he's always trying to shorten that swing. Isn't that right? Sorry.
Yeah, he's always trying to keep it a little wider and shorter, making sure that width stays there. As Dom has already mentioned, you know, this club gives him so much trouble. You know, the minute Cam hits it more on the fairway, he is unstoppable because he's just so good. I mean, last year he was last in driving, wasn't he, in one event, and then
and in
was
greens
leading
and regulation in Centurion.
That's right, and end up leading the event and then winning it.
That's right, and at Bedminster, he was way down on the driving stats, and he won by 7.
Yeah, this guy finds a way to go around the golf course and make the best out of his round. He is a true grinder. I think right here he's just working on the same stuff as he's worked on for years.
Every time I talk to him, I see his coach Grant Field, who comes out 3-4 times a year. They're working on exactly the same things, never changes.
Yeah, he's very much a process guy, Cam. He doesn't do very much different. He sticks to the things that work, and you see a lot of the best players out here do that. They don't try and find an elixir, you know, they stick to the same stuff. It's always the same ghost that haunts you, doesn't it, in this game of golf?
Well, let's get back to Joaquin Niemann finishing his day as a leader. Was there anything you specifically saw that really stood out to you from today?
You know, just watching him in the this is his 3rd event this year, and even through the off-season last year when he played in Australia, he played in Dubai. he's got a lot more confidence oozing out of him. Just the way he walks, you can tell by the way he plays, the way he attacks the fairways, choices off the tees and attacking those pins. It's really showing through his demeanor and also through his game, and it's really impressive, man. He is peaking at the absolute right time.
Shall we jump into some highlights, Dom?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's jump into some highlights then. All right, let's take these highlights up.
You know
I'd love
what?
to hear from you two. Go ahead, Dom.
What I really noticed this year is he's picked up so much length in his driver, and it's because he's not afraid to hit that big high draw, although this is a par 3.
Yeah, he started out with 7 straight pars and then lit it up from here on out. This big putt on the 9th.
That was for par?
That was for par.
Wow,
he was in
that's
the bunker on the left. Now this one on the 10th, he drove it to this point. Long-range bunker shot.
Yeah, he's working with Pete Cowan on his short game, and he really has improved as good as he was before.
And this is on the 12th for a birdie. He's also been working really hard on his putting with his putting coach, Eric. And they've worked and changed his pre-shot routine a fair bit, really trying to keep that left arm leading and taking a lot of the hands out of his putting. And it's worked really well for him. It's one of the areas of his game, I think, that has improved the most.
Now, you also spent some time with Oosthuizen today.
I did.
How was that?
That was
Let's talk about it.
Let me tell you, walking with Louis is always so much fun. He is by far the funniest guy on that Stinger team, and he's had such a great attitude, so much experience on him. You know, he's played in so many major championships. He has the most runner-ups, I think, in the major championships, and it's a bit of a shame that he's not going to be at the Masters this year. He's been playing every single Masters since 2008, so it's going to be a little bit different without him being there, but man, he's played so well. He's working a little bit on his takeaway. I spoke to his caddy, Dutchie, his nickname.
Love that nickname.
Yeah, and I think he's just been, starting to get a little bit on the inside with his takeaway. So if you watch his pre-shot routine, he's trying to start it a little bit more online and getting the club more on plane, and it's worked out so well for him. He's striking the ball beautifully.
And he's got confidence. He came second last week in Oman, played beautifully.
All right, well, let's take a look at some of his highlights here. Talk us through it, Dom.
No, well, she saw it. I didn't.
That's facts. That's facts,
Well,
Dom.
this is his second.
I'm not mad at that.
His second shot here on the 7th, this was a fantastic wedge play. Something that stood out to me today was his wedge game was so sharp. Yeah. That tempo in this wind is such a big advantage. Then this for a birdie on the 11th. Rolled that one in.
Boy, was he almost in the bunker there?
Yeah, he was almost in the bunker. And this is a par putt on the 14th.
All right, guys. We're going to keep the energy going here at Club 54 post-round show. Let's take a look at the Stingers. Check it out.
The Stingers team, we really enjoy having fun off the golf course, but once we get on the golf course, it's down to business.
The Stingers' motto is grin and grind. We as South Africans seem to like to be the underdogs. We grind it out with a smile. Golf has always been individual, and I always thought pressure was a lot more playing in a team environment. It's not always a bad thing to have more pressure. It heightens your senses, it heightens your concentration, and sometimes you tend to play better, and that's why you'll hear guys say that the team brings out the best of them.
To be part of a team like this, 4 good friends, it's amazing.
If this goes in, I'll play the next hole in my underwear.
No way!
I cannot do more than that.
It's as good as it gets.
Everybody's got each other's back, and when I play out there, I look at what the team is doing and you kind of forget about yourself. Somehow that just triggers me a little bit different, but it's worked for me so far.
Having all 4 guys, honestly, that's been quite a cool thing to be a part of.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, yes!
Getting all the same clothing and being part of a brand, that's something you don't normally get. Golf can be a lonely sport, and that aspect is really cool.
What a moment!
Hopefully we can even improve on last season and see if we can win the overall this year.
The absolute best.
This is the best day ever!
Unbelievable. Get ready, Hong Kong. Oh, yes! Are you ready for this? Wow! He was simply masterful today. See you at LIV Golf Hong Kong.
All right, Dom, my first question after seeing that video is, what are we doing in Hong Kong, man? What are the plans?
Why are you asking me?
I've been told.
I don't know the place at all.
I've been told that you know what we should do there.
There's lots to do. There is lots to do. It's a beautiful city. It's my hometown. I'm really excited for it, but I'm also dreading it in a way. I'm not dreading it, but I'm just going to be so busy. I'm going to be pulled left, right, and center.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about. I want to hear more about your day today from the both of you. Some of your biggest takeaways that you saw, and some things that you're looking forward to for tomorrow.
Go ahead, Dom. You take this one.
Well, it's always Sunday, right? There's a final leaderboard. There's going to be a winner. That's always my favorite day of the week. It's the end of the week for us too, which is also nice. But no. I just like the finality of it, and I like the intensity when you're out there. You see these guys who are in contention to win a big tournament, how hard they try, how much it means. You know, I get a lot from that.
I love that. So, Ann, what about you? What do you think?
Well, look, this is a ball strikers golf course. If you look at that leaderboard, we have a stacked pylon. It's going to be an exciting championship Sunday. Well, we've already seen 2 playoffs here, Dom, back to back, 2 for 2. Yeah. I'm calling a playoff tomorrow, and we're going to be watching more golf here on the 18th green. I guarantee that. But, you know, I'm really excited to watch, actually, Waco. I think he's really the main story this week. I really enjoy watching him play, and I know how much it means to him. And, you know, he's had a tough season last year. Didn't play as well as he wanted to. You can tell from that body language. So I would love to watch him play well tomorrow.
I totally agree with you, Sue Ann. Now we have David Feherty joining us in just a few. So speaking of David Feherty, let's take a look at his WTF feature. Check it out.
My keen sense of the absurd comes from, and I can trace it all the way back to when I used to caddy for my father, who played with the same 3 doctors every Saturday and Sunday morning. I was just about the age, you know, getting sophisticated enough to know what these men were talking about, and they would take the mickey out of each other like you wouldn't believe. And we were walking off that first tee with my dad's clubs, and my father turned to the doctor and he said, "Doc, I'm having terrible trouble sleeping these days. I think you need to give me a sleeping pill." And the doctor said, "Well, Billy, you know, I don't like to do that right off the bat. You know, these things can be addictive. Have you tried everything? You know, like counting sheep," which is one of the things they do with sheep in Ireland. My father says, "Yes, I've tried everything. You need to give me a sleeping pill." And the doctor said, "Well, look, I'll tell you what you do tonight, Billy. When you put your head on the pillow, you know, imagine that you're out here on the first tee and hit a shot here, a shot there, a bunker shot, a putter. And you know, by the time you get to the turn, you'll be asleep." So my father says, "Oh, all right, I'll give it a try." The next morning, Dr. Dignan turned to my dad and he said, "Billy, how did you sleep last night?" And my father says, "No, not great, but I played very well." Dr. Dignan just said, "Oh, really? How did you go?" My father says, "Well, I hit my tee shot the first, a 6-iron on the front edge of the green, and I made the putt. Hit a driver and a 3-wood just short of the second green, and I chipped in for eagle. I get on the third tee, I hit sky my tee shot, and it ends up halfway down the hill. I hit my second shot fat onto the front edge of the green, and I made the longest putt I've ever made in my life." And I'm thinking to myself, at 9 or 10 years old here, my father's going to break the course record. And the doctor said to him, "What happened then?" My father said, "Well, I was awake all night looking for the ball." And that was the day I learned my father was funny, and I learned how to curse.
You got to love David Feherty. Oh, my God. And here's a tweet. Mr. Kokrak is taking over Jeddah. I think we all can agree that, and joining us is actually Mr. Kokrak. Jason Kokrak, thanks for joining us here. And look who we have here, Mr. Feherty.
Yeah, I limped over from the booth there. Yeah. You know, it took me a while to find you guys.
You did fine. You're here. It's all good. I like your outfit, by the way. Jason, great job today.
Thank you.
How you feeling?
I feel good. I much better than the first round, so I'll take it. Put our team in position to go for the win, and we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Well, you know, a lot of the guys got off to slow starts today. You know, you got off to a good one. You know, what was the difference?
I said it before. I just wanted to commit to the shots, commit to the lines I was taking. I bailed out all day yesterday, so I wanted, no matter if I hit good shots, bad shots, I wanted to commit to the lines, commit to the shot shape that I hit, and I saw a few go in early. So
Yeah, is that golf course getting firmer underfoot with this breeze and the sun?
Yeah, a little bit. You saw the greens getting a little baked out
Yeah.
later in the day, so a couple of spots were a little bit quicker. But yeah, I thought the golf course played great today.
Well, you've got a bunch of players behind you here. That how far down that leaderboard do you think are the guys that have a chance?
I mean, you saw it with my round today. You saw it with John Rahm and a couple guys yesterday. So I think this golf course is gettable. You keep it in the fairway, control your golf ball, and be able to give yourself 10 to 15 footers for most of the day. You'll see. I think you'll see a lot of low scores.
Are you hoping for a little more breeze tomorrow, maybe?
I like the breeze that we had today, so I'll take the same breeze.
All right, well, let's get into your highlights. We would love for you to talk us through these. Here we go.
11th tee. Yeah, that was a 8-iron, probably no more than a 70 shot, kind of wind off the left. It was kind of a perfect little shot for me. Hit it to about 3 feet, straight up the hill. And then 15. This was a bad tee ball, but a good second shot from the desert, and it was a perfect number. 17.
There you go.
What was 17? Oh yeah, 17 was a nice little wedge. Hit 4-iron off the tee, actually.
It's always nice when you can't remember when you made a birdie.
Yeah, there was a lot of them out there today. So one was a nice little pitching wedge from about 125, and then number 3 was a great 5-iron in there. Perfect read by D-Rob, and poured it right in the middle.
How much do you rely on D-Rob, when it comes to a golf course like this, when you get these swirling crosswinds?
Well, I told him before, you handle the green reading and I'll handle the ball striking, and I think we'll be just fine.
He'll look after that, right.
Now, Smash GC has been smashing it.
We have.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Shall we get into some highlights of the team?
Yeah,
I want to hear what you have to say about it. Let's check out some team highlights here.
I'd love to see how the other guys play.
Yeah. Give us your feedback, give us your input, and also feel free to talk about how fun it's been with Smash.
I mean, Brooks is one of the best players in the world. I don't know if there's too many hotter players on the planet right now than Taylor Gooch, and G-Mac is one of the all-time best guys. And you saw an incredible round in Vegas out of him, and I'm sure we're going to need him tomorrow. So he'll bring it tomorrow. Taylor making putts like he always is, and I love his putting stroke. And we were talking about his putter,
So there's this thing that we do we call form check. We have the fans send in their swings, and then we show you, and then you check their form.
Okay.
Now, this is fairly boring if you're really nice about it.
All right.
So be as honest as you can.
Don't ask your
also,
question
David, we need your one-liners for this, too.
Yeah, no, I'll pitch in. Yeah.
All right, let's get into the form check. First up,
look at this one.
Short but sweet? Question mark.
Kind of looks like me under pressure.
That's a John Rahm backswing right there, but
It
twice
is.
as fast. Let's see it
Way
again.
underneath, kind of humping the golf ball a little bit.
Yeah, short but sweet.
That's definitely a draw. Ooh, over the top. That's definitely a slice.
Yeah. Little posture problems there. Looks like he might actually be on the toilet at an address.
He might need my golf clubs a little longer.
Yeah.
Reaching for it.
Here's another one right here.
Look at those shorts.
That is it. It doesn't really matter what your swing looks like. If you're dressed like that, that's
a
great.
little Monty finish.
I would wear that.
The high finish. Low inside with the high finish. That's
what we call the nose and elbow syndrome.
It's not
the finish we finish like that.
It's not good. It's not good for a wedge shot.
All right, here's another one.
Ooh, stand up out of it. Not bad though.
All right.
Like the flow. The flow's nice.
All right, if you're watching, Jason Kokrak likes the flow. You should feel really good about yourself right now.
I like the flow. Pat Perez inspired.
Better than nothing.
Not anymore.
Could be a mullet involved there as well.
Maybe, but we can't really see.
Great catch there, too. All right,
lefty.
Wow.
Okay.
Now, there's a good little swing right there.
By far the best swing we've seen
and some
out of the last
speed.
5.
Some speed as well.
Yeah. 8-year-old. We got a 7-year-old in. We need to get my 8-year-old swinging harder then.
Yeah, smoking his driver. I mean, at 8 years old, you shouldn't be smoking anything.
I mean, he's right on. It's like a lefty McElroy right there. I don't know if I'd change anything.
Yeah, we might be seeing that kid in a few years' time.
All right, that was fun. Jason, thank you so much for your time. We truly appreciate it. We're going to toss to a look back at Smash GC in Vegas, baby. Take a look.
Brooks Koepka, the captain of Smash GC, only one victory in their history. That was a couple of seasons ago.
For me, I think we were looking to make this team be as good as it possibly can.
A topsy-turvy few moments for Smash GC.
Terrible play.
They are in third spot.
Obviously, adding Taylor was a huge thing, and G-Mac bringing in the experience. I know he's still got game and he's still got plenty of years left.
This G-Mac.
Expectation levels are there. And I think for me, at my stage in my career, I think the motivation was really needed.
We have a three-way tie for the team lead.
G-Mac is one of the grittiest players in the game.
Graham McDowell getting it done today.
The last I had seen on the scoreboard was we were maybe 1 or 2 ahead.
And they now lead the range goes by 3.
I'm personally a leaderboard watcher. I like to know what I need to do.
Smash a 10 under par today.
Next thing you know, I look up and we had like a 7-8 shot. I was going, what the hell is going on?
Well, that happened all of a sudden.
My goodness! Oh!
You know, we came together in Vegas. It was a good time to hit the jackpot.
Spraying the champagne a little bit later as team champions. It's looking good.
Very pleased with this team. I know it's only the start, and I feel like we can continue to do that every week.
What a masterstroke signing Graham McDowell.
You know, obviously Brooks has a lot of belief in me putting me on this team, and it was nice to kind of show up today, play well.
And Smash GC are victorious at LIV Golf Las Vegas.
You know, walking up onto the podium, I was asking the guys, what do you do up here? Because I've never been here before. So now, listen, it was a great experience. We're certainly looking forward to the rest of the season and looking forward to seeing what this team can really achieve.
What do you think, David? Is it possible we'll see team winners again, Smash GC and Jeddah?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think they're looking very strong. There's no question about that. Yeah.
So I want to talk Anthony Kim a little bit. Coming into this week, biggest story, 12 years, retired, wild card. I've been told from Jerry, it's just hard to do what he's done in general.
It's a unique story. I can't think of another athlete in another sport that has had that kind of a gap, you know, and has come back. And, you know, he could have dipped his toe into some, you know, smaller tournaments and all the rest, but he's basically doing a naked cannonball into the deep end. You know,
yeah.
And that's you couldn't have more pressure on you. Very few players, I think, will ever have this kind of pressure on them. And you know, he shot a couple of 76s, but he's hit some good shots here and there. It's going to take him a little while to get some golf under his belt, you know, to find out what he can do.
All right, well, let's take a look at some of his highlights from today. I'd love to hear what you think about it, David. Here's Anthony Kim.
Yeah, his third shot at 15. You know, you get in the desert, and this is when you've had a long layoff. These are the shots, you know, where you've got to, you know, strike the ball absolutely perfectly. These are the ones that are tough to get a handle on.
There's another one here.
You know, his third shot at 18 was I called this the Barnes Wallace, the man who invented the bouncing bomb. That lands in the middle of the lake and jumps out. It's something you don't often see, except maybe in a Pro-Am. Yeah. At the first hole, Roberto, one thing that did look pretty good, I thought, is, you know, his putting stroke. And that's something that, you know, there's the fine motor skills, and that's at the 8th for par. You know, those fine motor skills are sometimes the last to come back. You know, he had 11 straight pars to end his second round, you know, which was great to see. And, you know, to see him bounce back and settle in.
That's a good tweet right there. And we love to see. I can't wait to see what he does tomorrow. What are your predictions on Anthony Kim tomorrow?
Well, he finished with 11 straight pars today. You know, that's got to make him feel a little better going into tomorrow. But it's going to be tough.
We got a little feature I want to check out.
Yeah.
Everybody check out Anthony Kim. Here we go.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm from Melbourne originally, but I've been in America for 25 years.
I was going to say, there's an Aussie accent there. Yeah. Every now and then I hear the American.
People who didn't.
American.
It was, he was a polarizing player when he was at his peak.
We see some guys out here from Fireballs getting ready for tomorrow. I really love to see the guys go straight from competing to the range. I would love to hear you talk about that from your experience personally.
Well, from my experience personally, I played my peak years were the sort of middle 80s to the early 90s, and we didn't really go straight from the 18th green to the practice ground. There was a diversion, to the bar first. Yeah, and that was when you could be a big fat guy with bad habits and still win a lot of money. Look at these guys now. We see them on the practice ground. I mean, these are real athletes.
And just getting into tomorrow, is there anyone that we haven't brought up that you've noticed is right there that we're not giving that attention to?
Well, my dark horse for tomorrow, and he's not that dark of a horse, is Louis Oosthuizen. Whenever he swings well, whenever he plays well, nobody makes the game look prettier than Louis Oosthuizen. He's a phenomenal player, and if he gets his nose in front, he's a great front runner.
It was an interesting day for Jon Rahm. I want to bring him up for a little bit. Predictions for what he does tomorrow.
I would expect Jon Rahm to be in there in the thick of things. It's difficult to give a player like our leader, Joaquin Niemann. It's difficult to give him 2 shots. You say to any of these guys, I'm going to go out. I'll give you a shot of 9. Difficult, but when there's that many people behind you, and we saw it in Mexico where he had a 2-shot lead, it kind of evaporated on him, and it was only when he got behind, that he kind of got into gear, and ended up winning that in the playoff.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the team game, Team Stinger, who really is just, we had so many guys from that team doing well today. Why do you think that is?
Well, they like to play in the wind, and it's just 4 terrific players that have great camaraderie, among them. There's a team spirit there. They all have a team spirit, but I think they in particular have one that's pretty special.
Now, we've been showing some clips of the range post-competition, but there's someone else who does a wonderful job on the range, Rachel Drummond. We're going to toss it over to you, Rachel. What's going on?
Right, I am an absolute golf nerd, so to have the privilege of being with Andrew Getson, who's Phil Mickelson's coach for the High Flyers, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure, Rachel. Thanks for having me on.
And after you've walked a whole round out there today with Phil.
It was a lot of fun. Phil left a few out there, but it was a good day. Conditions were very difficult today. The wind was up, but it was fun. It was hot, but it was fun.
Well, you're here, thank you. Now, we're going to talk about, and you've been a fan of his swing for a long time, Anthony Kim.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the scoring hasn't reflected his ability. Can you tell us about why you love his swing?
The key thing for me is how short and wide it is, and the way he moves his body is very special. He's obviously been out of the game for a decade plus. So I think give him time to get back into it, and I think his courage out here this week is showing. 11 straight pars to finish. There's some positives there, and he'll get better as time goes on.
Especially in these conditions with wind, it is good to make par around here, isn't it?
It is. It's more challenging than you think. Yesterday we had the wind out of the east. Today's, mid-round yesterday switched back to the west, and today it was out of the west the whole time. So the hard holes yesterday played easy, and then today all those hard holes played very hard, easy holes played easy. So if you didn't make that score up on the easy holes, it was tough.
We were actually saying it's a bit like an Open Championship, isn't it? In the space of 5 hours, like normally you get a 7 a.m., 3 p.m. Here you've
Correct.
got it in 18
Correct,
holes.
and that's the beauty of LIV. LIV, everyone tees off the same, but you can get still wind changes, so it's fun.
It's tricky. Now, come on, let's have a little look at Anthony Kim's swing.
For sure.
I want you to talk me through it. Tell me what you love about his move and anything for the people at home to look at.
So the beauty here is just how much width he has going back. You look at that left arm, he's short. Right there is perfect position. You can see that perfect triangle in his elbows. But the thing I want you to look at, and we've talked about Rachel at length, is his left foot. Watch as he comes down. He almost does this little toe kind of bop. It kind of just, the left toe goes, all the weight goes in his left toe, and then he rotates through impact. He's done that since I've been a fan of his. It's just incredible motion. If we roll it all the way to the finish now, you see the release of the club is just perfect. Perfect plane, perfect body motion. And I love that follow-through. It's a signature follow-through of Anthony Kim. So if we just keep playing that video, and for the fans at home, really watch his left foot. And it's very, very subtle. It's only a split second, but he just stores the energy so perfectly.
Now, you've been credited for being an amazing coach because you simplify moves, because the golf swing is very hard.
Well, thank you for that.
So, you know, I want a tip in a minute, but what do you simplify about this move? Just the footwork? The way
just how the club, his footwork controls the club getting more in front of his body in his downswing, which is something that all the players out here are trying to do. When the club gets stuck behind you, you lose face awareness. And for the guys at home, guys and girls at home, it's very, very hard to hit a golf shot if you have no face awareness. The body can control that face work, so the face awareness. So it's a big thing for us, yes, because that's where the ball goes.
Yep.
And if it's open, it goes to the right for us righties, and if it's closed, it'll go left. Doesn't lie.
Now, I'm excited about this. You're going to give me a tip, and it's going to be around footwork, so everyone at home can be inspired with Anthony Kim's move.
We're going to work on what I see he works on, and he might not even know he does it, but it's pretty good.
But it's important.
Yes. So we're going to drive her, and we're just going to make kind of a smooth swing to start with.
Okay.
But the key thing is, we'll do a couple of practice swings, nice and smooth. Just stop at the top, Rachel. And what he does, he loads almost into this front toe. So he goes into that front toe. That's it. And you see how the club come down? Rachel brought the club down beautifully. So that's.
Didn't mean to do that.
No, well, that's a reaction, right? So the footwork or the better body work can help that. That's it. So for everybody at home, we're not trying to move forward. We're actually trying to keep our body very neutral. As our weight moves into our left side, the arms come down and then we rotate through impact.
And would you call this sequencing for everyone at home?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The big thing is too is that when we're working on that's perfect. You see your arms come down and then you turn through impact.
Okay.
Most amateur golfers I teach, and you're aware of this, they turn way before they should. So Anthony Kim is storing energy very, very well. And that's what you're working on.
So
do one more time.
It's more the body controlling the club face.
Correct, where your arms are.
Yeah.
So the ultimate fault is swing to the top. Now most people will turn their left hip very aggressively and then the club goes way out, there it is. And for all those guys and girls at home that slice it, that's exactly what you do.
That's dead.
Yes,
that's
and then they
game
get
over.
and then they get the chicken wing, the alligator arm, yeah. So just feel that kind of weight into your left toe. Yeah, there you go, there's the arms and then you rotate, perfect.
Okay.
That is absolutely, you're the perfect student.
Okay, so do I do this in slow-mo or do I just go?
Do it in slow motion to start so you get the feel. You don't have to hit it too hard.
Okay, and the lead toe is the move from the top?
Yeah, lead toe. Keep that weight in the lead toe. Well, that made me look very good.
It's your coaching.
Maybe.
You simplify it.
Yes, keep it simple.
Okay, so you also spoke about, lead arm to lead arm.
Yes.
Can you talk us through that drill as well?
So if we had like a 9-iron, we're hitting some drivers because the video was obviously...
Should we get a 9-iron?
Yeah, get a 9-iron.
Let's get a 9-iron. Can I tee it up? I'm a bit nervous about this grass.
No, that's okay. So to get that feeling, if we go from kind of armpit to armpit, the key thing is we're going to feel how the body moves more.
Okay.
So I kind of work on like an A position, a B position, then the full swing is C. Most people can't do, the C position straight away. So what I try and do is just get them to feel it. So if I just kind of go up to my armpit and then I feel what Anthony Kim's feeling is, that left toe, the arms will drop in as you're doing, and then from there I'm rotating. Now look how stable and square the face is. And from that position there, I'm into the follow-through.
And when you look at a lot of the traditional swings over the years, you actually saw heels move and everything, didn't
Correct,
you?
yes.
Do you think that was the same thing, trying to create that ability to press down?
It probably was, especially in the Nicklaus era, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So when you talk about ABC, can you go through that with me just for everyone at home?
So to get the feeling of how the body works, it's very important for you to kind of understand like position. So if we kind of work, I look at A as a pitch shot. Like a 60-yard pitch shot, even with a 9-iron.
Okay.
So once you get that feeling and understand how the body works, we go to a little bit bigger swing. So that would be B. So start with A. Just kind of go kind of rib cage to rib cage and feel that kind of left foot.
So here,
yeah, even a little bit.
The foot, and then turn.
And even a little bit shorter than that. Okay. Almost just a little bit, kind of just above your waist almost. Just smooth. Feel the left toe. That's it. It's perfect. So you feel a lot of rotation through impact, right?
Yeah.
And for all our amateurs at home, they all rotate way before they should. So that would be a simple drill to do.
Do you know what I like about this is, because I've been hitting balls before this, having that focus in your head, especially in the wind, is crucial.
Oh yeah.
And feeling like it actually goes that way first, it feels like it gives you a bit more time.
Correct. More time and more space. That's the two things I teach.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you decrease time and space, you're normally in a lot of trouble. Yeah.
God, we need more tips, Andrew. How long we got? Okay, so same again.
Yeah, same again. You can do position B, but that's kind of more up to your armpit or the top of your shoulder. That's it.
And then
toe.
Yeah,
and then turn. The into the left toe, the arms will drop down in front of the body. Yeah. And you'll see there, to the naked eye, it might be a little hard, but your arms drop almost 3 inches before you start to rotate. So you're getting to the top, and as the left toe, your arms go here, and arms get here, and then you're rotating through impact. It's very good.
I really, really like this because it gives you a focus, if not even this.
Correct. Yeah. So for the viewers at home, go out and hit 30 balls doing this. I guarantee you'll get better. But give it some time.
It's windy here, guys. Okay, so is this similar with chipping as well, or completely different?
No, it's very similar. Because
Okay.
with chipping it's such a small motion, but your arms and body are working together. You know, if you look at the best players of the world, and I'm lucky enough to get a front row seat to Phil, his left arm, so his right is a lefty, but I'll explain it right-handed, his left arm never really breaks down, but his arm and his body is working together. So yeah, it's very similar.
I'm trying to get as many little nuggets here.
No
Long
worries.
game, short game.
We can do
Right.
this again, it's no problem.
Let's try this one more time.
Yep,
So we're
yep.
going middle of stance, armpit,
Yep.
press,
Yep.
rotate.
And then rotate. Yep.
Okay, are you safe then?
Yeah, no, more than safe. Yep. Perfect. And you see how straight that ball comes out?
Yeah.
So the window of the direction of the ball, the face is pointed square all the time.
Okay, I've got one more question.
Yeah.
If you were coaching NC Kim right now, knowing he was going into the final round,
Yeah.
what little nugget of advice would you give him?
I think for him is like, you know, he said how nervous he was on the first tee, which is very understandable. I would be. I think anyone would be after a 10-year break. I would just tell him to work on tempo. And that's a very simple answer, but I'd work on tempo of how he walked. You know, trying to keep himself very even. That's what I would do.
Very grounded, bit of breathing.
Yeah, breathing and just kind of keep it as simple as you can, you know.
Maybe try this drill.
Maybe.
Andrew, thank you so much.
My
Hopefully
pleasure.
we'll get you on
My
again.
absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me on.
You got to love that. Rachel Drummond getting some lessons from Andrew Getson, the best of the best. You love that, David?
Yeah, that's
So,
great
all right.
stuff.
Yeah, we're going to toss over to a feature. If you want to get some lessons from the best of the best, just watch this video.
Hey guys, this is Cam Smith.
Hi, I'm Bryson DeChambeau.
I'm Bubba Watson. And welcome to my live lesson.
So if you're like me and you miss fairways, this is when the creativity comes out.
Focus on that target.
That's what I'm focused on. Pay the man. For me, I just want to make it simple as possible.
Tempo for sure is one thing you need to keep an eye on.
Cam Smith, he has taken complete control here.
I like to aim the putter, make sure that's perfect. Then I take my stance, give it one good look at the hole, and hit a good putt.
Houdini with the flat stick.
Need a golf ball. Here we go.
Bryson DeChambeau electrifies the crowd.
So guys, there's a lot of mysteries around hitting it really far. That's when psycho mode comes in. Try to get a little psycho with it.
Yeah, there it is.
That was peppered.
Let your body free up. Let things just move more. Don't feel like you're restricted. If you can do that, you're on your way to better golf.
All right, be sure to check out those live lessons. As we head into day 3, we have Joaquin Niemann leading that leaderboard and the Singer GC on the team side. Waco is playing his best golf right now. The last 3-4 weeks, it seems like him and Torquay have really just heated up. So what can we look for tomorrow as we head into day 3?
Well, he's a world-class player, the peak of his form, and he's such an interesting golfer as well because he's got such an interesting swing. There is no golfer out there who lets their head drop 6 inches on the downswing, and that means you have to shorten your arm swing to find the center of the ball, which means you must have extraordinary hand-eye coordination. And one thing that these guys all have in common, whether they're basketball players or football players or golfers or businessmen, successful people want to be in a place where they know they're going to be uncomfortable.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. David Faraday, it's been fun. Thank you guys for watching us here at Club 54 post-round show. We'll see you tomorrow, the final day. See you there. Peace.